could probably name 1,000 reasons why I love making my family sheet pan dinners at this time of year. So today I will be sharing 5 new easy sheet pan dinners that you are going to love. Let's get to my kitchen now and let's get started. To kick us off today, we're making this classic sausage and vegetable sheet pan dinner. So to my cutting board, I'm just going to start out by cutting up a 14-ounce package of smoked sausage. You could use chicken smoked sausage, you could use pork or turkey smoked sausage, whatever you'd like. Next, I cut up a yellow onion, a zucchini, a green bell pepper, and the last thing I'm going to cut up is 2 medium-sized golden potatoes. I'm going to bring all of these vegetables and my sausage over to a large bowl, and I'm going to add them right into this bowl. And I do want to let you know, if you don't want to dirty up a bowl, you could do this right directly on your sheet pan, but I just decided to add all of these ingredients into the bowl. I also added in 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a half a tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, a half a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and then 2 teaspoons of garlic powder and onion powder. I'm going to give this a really good stir. I have a sheet pan right here. I lined it with parchment paper, or you could line it with aluminum foil, just for easy cleanup in the end. I added the sausage and the veggies right in there, and I do want to let you know, if you don't care for any of these particular veggies that I'm using in this recipe, you could always use other vegetables that you love just as a substitute. I baked this in a preheated oven to 425 degrees for about 25 minutes, or until the potatoes were nice and tender and the sausage was golden. Here's my plate of dinner. This dinner is so easy to throw together and it is so flavorful and delicious. Also, this meal is great if you want to meal prep it at the beginning of the week and then just reheat it throughout the week for like lunches or dinners. I've done that before and it really works magically. It is so good. You're going to be so surprised when you try this taco salsa chicken. It is so good. To this big bowl, I'm adding in a pound of chicken breast that I cubed. I'm also adding in 1 red onion that I cubed as well. And then for my potatoes, I'm using a pound and a half of little golden potatoes that I cut into small bite-sized pieces. Next, I tossed in 1 red bell pepper that I chopped and 1/3 cup of salsa. You could use any type of salsa that you like or have on hand. Now I'm adding in a tablespoon of taco seasoning, and I'm going to give this a really good stir to coat the chicken and the veggies in the taco seasoning and the salsa. Now I have a sheet pan right here that I lined with parchment paper. Just add the chicken and veggies right onto the sheet pan and spread it out to the best of your abilities. This is going to bake in a preheated oven to 400 degrees for about 30 minutes or until the chicken's cooked through. Here's my plate of food. You could top yours with any type of kind of like taco toppings that you enjoy, but I topped mine with shredded cheese, guacamole, cilantro, and lime. This is extremely flavorful. Also, this is why I love sheet pan meals so much. It's just because they're so easy to throw together and so good. Now we're getting started on this crusted marinara mozzarella chicken. So on my cutting board right here, I'm going to start out by slicing 2 zucchini and 2 yellow squash into thinner pieces. I'm going to set them to the side. Now I'm going to slice my chicken. So I have 2 large chicken breasts right here. I'm just going to slice them in half horizontally, just like this. It's going to appear as like 4 chicken breasts after I'm finished doing this. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it's really going to help the chicken cook evenly, and it will help the chicken cook quicker in the oven. So now that I have my chicken breasts sliced, I'm just going to season them on both sides with a dash of zesty Italian seasoning mix, or you could use regular Italian seasoning, salt and pepper if you don't have a packet of zesty Italian seasoning mix. Now into this little bowl, I'm adding a cup of Italian style panko breadcrumbs along with 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to give this a really good stir to coat the panko in the butter. Now into this next white bowl, I'm cracking 2 eggs in there and I'm going to beat those eggs up. Now it's time to coat the chicken. So I'm first going to dip the chicken in the egg mixture and get it super well coated. And then I'm going to coat it in the panko mixture and just kind of press that panko on. I did this for all of my pieces of chicken. I have my sheet pan here lined with foil. I'm just adding the zucchini and squash right on top. I'm going to spray them with a little bit of oil spray, or you could drizzle a little bit of oil on top. Season them with a dash of salt and pepper and give them a really good stir to get coated in the oil and the seasonings. Now you're going to want to add the chicken right on top of the sheet pan. I do suggest scooting the zucchini and squash over a little bit just so the bottom doesn't get soggy. I should have done that, but I just baked this in a preheated oven to 400 degrees for about 12 minutes. After 12 minutes of baking, I removed the sheet pan from the oven. I flipped the chicken so it could get crispy on both sides, and I baked this for an additional 12 minutes. After that additional 12 minutes of baking, I removed it from the oven. I gave the chicken one last flip, and then over the top, I just drizzled a little bit of marinara sauce on the chicken, and then I sprinkled plenty of mozzarella cheese on the very top. I put this under my broiler for 2 minutes to make that cheese beautifully golden brown. When I was making this dinner, I was thinking to myself that I had egg noodles on hand, but I didn't have egg noodles on hand. So I just served this dinner alongside of some buttered regular noodles that are kind of like fun noodles. But that chicken is so tender and so juicy. And then those zucchini pieces are delicious. I know a lot of you guys have a lot of zucchini on hand from your gardens right now. Now we're making this Greek chicken and vegetable dinner. I have been craving like Greek flavoring recently. So to this big bowl, I'm adding in 1 red onion that I cut into larger pieces. Next, I tossed in about 1 to 2 pounds of cubed chicken breast, then a half a cup of artichoke hearts that I chopped. Now for the Greek flavor, I'm adding in a half a cup of Greek salad dressing. You could use any brand or any type of Greek dressing that you like. Now I'm using a 1.5 pounds of baby red potatoes. I just tossed them right in there. I did cut those potatoes into smaller pieces. The last thing I added in was 1 cup of sliced cherry tomatoes, and I gave this a really good stir. This is another one of those dinners that you could prep actually right onto your sheet pan. You don't need to do this in a bowl. You don't really need to dirty up a bowl. You could seriously just add all of the ingredients onto your sheet pan and just carefully mix it all together. But after I was through giving this a good stir, I just dumped it onto my sheet pan, and this is going to bake in a preheated oven to 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. I don't know about you, but I've been kind of in a feta cheese kick recently, so I sprinkled the top of ours with a little bit of feta cheese on the top. This has the perfect flavoring. All of the different ingredients mixed together with that cold feta cheese on top is like 10 out of 10 delicious. Now we're making this teriyaki chicken with vegetables over rice. So onto my sheet pan, I'm adding 1 red bell pepper that I cut into cubes. Next, I'm adding about 2 large heads of broccoli that I cut into smaller pieces. I'm going to season this with a dash of pepper and salt, and then I'm going to spray a little bit of oil spray over the top, or of course you could just drizzle on a little bit of olive oil. Give this a stir, and I do want to let you know, if you don't care for these veggies for this teriyaki chicken, you could always use different vegetables that you love with your teriyaki chicken, so just make this your own. But on the other side of the sheet pan, I added about 1 to 2 pounds of cubed chicken breast. Now I'm drizzling about 1/3 cup of teriyaki sauce over the top. You could use any brand or any type of teriyaki sauce that you have on hand or that you could find at the store. After I gave this a good stir, I baked this in a preheated oven to 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I removed this from the oven and I drizzled about 1/3 cup more teriyaki sauce over the top. This is really going to help the sauce get sticky on the chicken now. So bake this for an additional 7 minutes or until the chicken's cooked through. We served this dinner over a bed of white sticky rice and this teriyaki chicken and vegetables. It is out of this world good. It is phenomenal. Also, in my cookbook that will be out this fall, I have an entire section dedicated to sheet pan dinners. So I'm so excited for you guys to see it, but this dinner is 10 out of 10. You gotta try it. I have so many more videos like this on my channel, so if you're not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe down below the video so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there. Bye for now.